would have the ability to do that. Well, one candidate is the ruler, as seen in this episode of the Commando Cody TV series, SOS Ice Age. Roll tape.
50. Attention R13. In 5:21 seconds, you will be over the Earth's magnetic North Pole. We'll proceed with phase 2 of the Operation Ice Age. Let me speak with Tantor.
Tantor speaking, Excellency.
You will jump from the rocket at exactly 14 hours minus 18 seconds, Tantor. Are you ready?
I am ready, Excellency.
The repel array-treated plastic coverings will protect both yourself and the Magna terminal from Commander Cody's dust blanket, so you have nothing to fear.
I have no fear, Excellency.
But the entire planet Earth will have much to fear. And soon, Tantor?
It is your will, Excellency.
I don't like the cold. I'm a warm weather guy myself.
And is standing by to commence phase 3. We're ready to receive the synchronous interlock signal by direct wave.
Calling station X7 on Saturn. Calling station X7 on Saturn.
Station X7, Turin speaking.
Stand by for the synchronous interlock signal.
Standing by, Your Excellency.
Are you picking up the timer signal all right, Tantor? Yes.
Now!
This is Baylor reporting from Earth. At the moment of synchronous interlock, there was a sharp earthquake, Your Excellency.
Did you feel that? Oh, God. Okay, so two forms of cosmic dust clouds we have to worry about. Artificial ones from aliens and those naturally occurring. Perhaps not in the next 10 years or 100 years, but sometime in the future, we may have to defend ourselves against the possibility of snowball Earth. Now, it's time to reveal secrets about this critter right here, the Chasmosaurus. That means the ravine lizard. He's a large dinosaur. Actually, his size would be about that of an elephant, 8 feet tall, 17 feet in length. He existed on our planet 78 to 65 million years ago. That's the Upper Cretaceous. He was right there when the dinos died out. He's basically a North American dino found everywhere from New Mexico up to Alberta in Canada. Now, his most distinguishing feature is what they call a frill. This item right here that extends from his head all the way over his back. He's called a long-frilled dino because this frill is about 3 times the length of his head. Now, the frill has a number of points on it. He also has a nose horn and brow horns. The question is, was this defensive? In other words, would this protect him against a critter like T-Rex, who actually existed at the same time and probably ate him for dinner? Well, the truth is, T-Rex had the most powerful jaw of any creature on our planet. This frill, especially this long frill on Chasmo here, was very thin. It wouldn't have offered a protection. T-Rex could have bit right through it, no problem at all. We think actually it was more for display, perhaps to attract other chasmosaurs. Now, he's actually smaller than the more popular, well-known Triceratops. Triceratops was actually about twice the size of a normal elephant or rhinoceros. He had 3 horns, but his frill isn't quite as long. It's a thin line of demarcation, why you'd call him short-frilled and this long-frilled. Also, both of these critters existed at the same time in North America. Both vegetarians, and both lived in herds, and both, of course, were eaten by T-Rex. Yes. Chasmosaurus, Triceratops. As far as I know, this is the first show ever to show a Chasmosaur model. I can't be sure, but I think you're treated to the very first one. And again, as with all dino models I've mentioned before, we simply don't know what the pigmentation was. The fossil record does not retain that. These may be totally accurate or absolutely false. We do not know. Okay, now it's time for the world of bizarre medicine. As you may know, I'm a PhD, not an MD, but always intrigued by bizarre medicine. But first, the trivia question of the day. Let me extricate here from its paper prison. Very simple. Since 1900, how many movies have dealt with the subject of amnesia? Multiple choice is that 50 movies, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, or 120. Now the prize, the only prize for the correct answer is one pat on the back that you'll have to administer to yourself. If you want $1 million, call Meredith Vieira. But please, please do not call us. We do not have any operators to take your calls. And if we did, we still could not afford prizes. Certainly not $1 million. I'll take a sip of water and be back momentarily with that correct answer. Okay, calling time. And again, how many movies since 1900 have dealt with the subject of amnesia? 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, or 120? And is that your final answer, 120? No, half that, 60 movies. Now, let's open the little black bag here. And we have a hammer and the all-purpose monk's cowl. This all pertains to a recent study by Dr. Sally Baxendale from the Hospital of Neurology in London. She analyzed the treatment of amnesia in movies and found that there were 60. She says that 57 have it absolutely wrong. Only 3 movies have depicted amnesia correctly. She points out, first of all, that most amnesiacs do indeed still remember their name and know who they are. They just don't remember specific details and have difficulty assimilating new information. She cited as a correct depiction of an amnesia the character Dory in the recent film Nemo. Now, she pointed out something else that I have to admit surprised me. She said that that common movie, and it's been shown in TV too, idea that if someone's been hit on the head and lost their memory, a second conk on the noggin will restore that. She said that's absolutely absurd, that if you were to injure your knee and then smash it again, that would make it worse. It wouldn't cure it. Well, I have to make an admission here. I thought it was true. I guess I've been influenced by these movies. For example, I remember the 1945 mystery, The Power of the Whistler, starring Richard Dix as a psychotic who was about to kill somebody, hit on the head. He forgot all about the murder. Then when he was hit on the head again, he then remembered who he was. So I thought that was correct. It isn't. So the rule here, first of all, if you see someone with amnesia, do not hit them on the head to restore their memory. Secondly, try to avoid that yourself, such as by wearing the all-purpose monk's cowl. Now, I know this isn't a hard hat, but it might just absorb enough of the impact to prevent amnesia in you. And that's why we call this bizarre medicine, yes. Time now for Cosmic Theater in the 1973 mystery Theater of Blood, starring Vincent Price as a Shakespearean actor who's been rejected for the Critics' Award, and now he seeks vengeance. His daughter is portrayed by Diana Rigg. Let's see who lives and who dies. Roll tape.
This, my just reward. The whole world knows that it is mine by right, but you deliberately withheld it from me. You deliberately humiliated me before the press, my public and my peers. It was the culmination of your determined denial of my genius.
We've denied you nothing.
For 30 years, the public has acknowledged that I was the master, and that this year my season of Shakespeare was the shining jewel in the crown of the immortal bard. Quite insane.
He must be drunk.
But you, with your overweening malice, give the award to a twitching, mumbling boy who can barely grunt his way through an incomprehensible performance. No, it is mine.